now me and you, we work together. We're
Yep.
we're and I'm not ashamed to say that I'm in recovery going on 36 years. I also had my first drink at 11. I was a full blown alcoholic by the age of 13. Uh, so now, thinking about your dad, I'm just thinking because I am prior military, and I do deal with a lot of people that struggle with PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, depression, anxiety. As you've gotten more into the mental health space,
Yeah.
have you thought about if your dad ever suffered from any of these things, PTSD or anything like that?
Um, no. And obviously, the way I'm coming across here, it might sound like resentment, but it's not. It's me healing from this. Do I identify if he's had any trauma in his life? No. Do I want to know? Honestly, no, I don't. Because the thing is, what I have now learned is I've reprogrammed my own mindset. Can I say I was abusive? Yes, I was. I was abusive to many people in my time. But when it comes to my dad, I don't want to know him. I don't. Because what he has taught me without teaching me is how to be a father, how to protect and how to safeguard my own kids and not put them at risk. So that's where I thank him on that one.
Okay, now you said because, and the reason why me and you we have a lot of things in common.
Do it.
Like I said, um, me and my mother, she was my abuser, and we've talked about this on the Mental Health Warriors.
Yeah.
She's my abuser, and I'm taking care of my abuser now. But it came to a point where I had to do my steps, and I had to go through people and forgive people that have hurt me, and ask for forgiveness from people that I have hurt. So, talk to us about your mom and you and how you came to have an understanding of the forgiveness part.
Well, to be blunt, before I go to my mum, I'll go to my mother-in-law. She obviously got me arrested last year for something I didn't do. And obviously went to court, stuff like that. It was thrown out, lack of evidence. No evidence, and I won. But when I came back into my town, obviously I popped into Asda, obviously getting Kerry some things that she asked for. So I did that, and I saw my mum. And bear in mind, this is the first time she approached me in 6 years. 6 years. And she approached me. Obviously, I had my headphones in because I was listening to really good music. I think I was listening to, I don't know, Bullet for My Valentine at the time. I can't remember. But she said, hi. And I went, hi. And bear in mind, I had a lot of resentment towards her at this point. A lot of anger. And she went, are you okay? And I went, yeah, I'm fine. I didn't ask if she was fine. I just asked I said, I'm fine. And she started like she was tearing up, and she went to me for a hug. And I slowly just pushed her away. I pushed her away. And then I just walked off. Well, I haven't said a thing. And then when obviously Kerry told me that my mum had cancer, she's got she still does. And she's obviously told me while we're at train station, because obviously she got a message off her dad saying that my mum's got cancer, and she's got so much to live, so many years to live. Sorry, and my word straight away was, I don't care. I don't care. People are going to think that's selfish, and it probably is. But at the time when you've got all this resentment, and obviously you'll know, Richard, if you've got all this resentment, selfishness just passes you. It just passes you. You just don't care. But then when I've started to really think about it, work in the program, getting to step 9, well, more step 8, you start thinking about making these amends because it says in the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous, the biggest problem and the biggest cause of relapse is resentment. And so I thought, right, okay, I need to do something about this. So, and then obviously while I was in town, I had a few other people that I grew up with. They obviously approached me and they said, your mum's not well. Please just talk to her. You don't need to hug her or anything like that. Just make amends, make that approach, take her for a coffee, whatever. So I approached her and I said, would you like to go for a coffee? At this point, she went, no. I said, okay, I do need to talk to you though. So obviously she went, right, okay, here's my number. I'll be in touch in 3 weeks. So 3 weeks came, we met, we actually went to a pub, believe it or not. So obviously there was me, Kerry, Wyatt, and Tegan at this point, and my daughter and son. And we met her in a pub. Obviously, I bought a few drinks, non-alcoholics, of course. Bought her a coffee. I had an orange juice, and she went, "Okay, so what do you need to talk to me about?" And I just poured out. I was all apologetic towards her. I said that I held myself accountable, that I was really aggressive type, and I had a drinking problem, and I'm getting help with it. She went, "I didn't know that." And that's when the resentment came. Not the resentment, that's when the amends came. And we've been in touch ever since.
Well, and like I said, I think me and you, I think that's why we get along as friends and also in recovery is, my stepfather, we didn't get along growing up. And when he came down with terminal cancer, I decided, I'm like, you know what? Screw the shit. Screw all that shit that happened in the past.
Yeah.
I asked him for forgiveness. He asked me for forgiveness. And in the last couple of weeks of his life, I was the only one that he wanted around. And I actually held his hand as he passed. And we just decided to agree to disagree. And that all this little petty bullshit that we go through in life is really not worth it in the end to have all these anger, all these hangups. But now something interesting that we talked about last week on the show. And guys, if you don't, every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you check out the Mental Health Warriors. We were off last week, but the week before that, you actually said that your mother-in-law, the same one that called the police on you, came up and shook your hand.
She did. And that was a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, Kerry, obviously my bride, bride to be, she obviously said that I inspired her. When I made amends with my mum, she wanted to make amends with hers. And a part of her healing journey, because we're going on this healing journey together. We're doing this sober journey together. So obviously we're in the same boat, same days, same hours, same seconds. We're doing that. And obviously she invited her parents up. I was waiting for a lift to go to Alcoholics Anonymous. It looked like while I was stood out in the dark and stuff like that, it looked like I was waiting for the big truck big van to turn up to take me to Squid Games, believe it or not. But obviously her parents showed up. They obviously came out the car. Kerry's niece obviously ignored me. Kerry's dad ignored me. But her mum stopped and she said hi. I went hi, and then she held her hand out. So I went, okay. So I shook it, and she went, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And she went, are you going to that thing? Which defined AA. I went, yeah, I'm going. And she went, how are you finding it? I went, it's okay. Yeah, I'm doing good. She went, all right, okay. I'll see you again. And that was it. And we've been talking. Obviously, I've not got a number. I've not got her on Facebook or anything like that. But every time we come together, whether it's on the bus, whether it's her house, my house, whatever, we talk and we have a laugh. And how I've and at the time I was struggling to process what the hell was going on. I brought it up in meetings. I brought it up to Kerry. I brought it up to friends. And it actually was people on that Friday show that inspired me to say, just accept it. Because at the end of the day, she actually saw the bad side to you from all them years. But now she's seeing a new you. So just take it and see what else you can get from this. And that's what I'm doing.
I love it. And by the way, we got to give a big shout out to some of our crew. Christopher Roush, we got to give a shout out to Nancy Nance, Ron. We have so many people that make the Mental Health Warriors what it is. So we want to give a big shout out to them. And remember, guys, it's every Wednesday and every Fridays. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're in the United States. So let's talk about, when the moment came when you were sick and tired of being sick and tired. Talk to us about the moment when you're like, you know what? I can't do it anymore. I'm tired, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because, when I talk about sobriety, there's the Adam that was you the day before you got sober. The Adam that was you that the day you got sober, started getting sober, and the day after you decided to get sober. You're 3 different people. Same person, 3 different people, but you're in 3 different mindsets. So take us back to those 3 days. Take us back to the day before you decided to get help and get sober.
Well, the first day that comes to mind, and this was before I even considered stopping drinking, was 18th of March 2019. That day will stick with me for the rest of my days, because that was the day I attempted suicide. That was the day I attempted to end it all. I had no intentions of it, but the voices told me different. It was the trauma of my upbringing. It was all that resentment I had towards everything and everyone, including myself. Obviously, I had resentment towards Kerry. I had resentment towards the kids. I had resentment towards myself. Just everyone. And even though people were trying to offer the support, and they were. I saw statuses, I saw posts, I saw people trying to message me and ring me and stuff like that to see how I am. But the only thing that was on my mind that day was death. Death. That was it. And I'm obviously not going to describe how I tried to, because I don't want to trigger anyone, but I attempted. But how I'm describing that, the successful failure. That's how I describe that moment when I attempted it. And which turned out it was actually a severe anxiety attack. Because I was scared to obviously go downstairs. I literally hid myself in the bedroom for a good solid week. I didn't eat. I only drank. Kerry, literally, she is a goddess. She did absolutely everything to try and support me. And every time I came to the top of the steps and she opened the door, I started shaking big time. But when I slowly came downstairs, she started guiding me outside. Obviously, she went, right, okay, just stand right back in the hallway. I'm going to open the door, see how it comes. And she saw that I was shaking, and she went, right, okay, we're going to do this bit at a time. And our aim is to get you just to the garden gate. So I'm like, right, okay, we're going to try that. So we did that. Obviously, I got to the doorstep, got to the bit of a footpath, and then finally got to the gate. So I did that, and then that was it. That was it from that. Obviously, my role models, my kids. How? Because they know what to say to me to get me round. But when it comes to the day before drinking, day before stopping drinking, sorry, and that was that was originally the 31st of December 2024. I said to people that I'm going to take part in the 100 day challenge, where I'm going to do 100 days sober. I successfully did. Well, no, I didn't do that. I got to 92 days. It was, and but prior to that, I thought, you know what, I want to do something else. I just want to drink on special occasions, Christmas, birthdays. And Kerry went, okay, let's do that. Then when we went to the supermarket, all I could see when I saw a bottle of beer, a crate of beer, I just saw my mum's face in every single alcohol of what she did to me, and I went, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't drink anymore. And she went, right, okay, I see that. So let's see what we can do. So I stopped. I went to 92 days, and I went, I'm struggling. I really am struggling here. I just want to drink. That's all I wanted to do, was just drink. So I said to Kerry, I'm going to ring Alcoholics Anonymous. She went, but you're not an alcoholic. I went, I just want help. But you're not an alcoholic. And she drummed that into me that I'm not an alcoholic. But I rang them anyway, even though I knew I didn't have that support from Kerry. So I rang them and I went, I need help. I want to stop drinking, but I can't control these thoughts. They went, have you been to a meeting? I went, what meeting? Okay, no then. Then the guy straight away said, I am so glad you rang, because if you did not ring, you'd be drinking right now. Because self-will, because you've been doing 92 days, self-will runs out. And I remember that every single day now. Self-will runs out. And I've been going Alcoholics Anonymous ever since. Yes, I've had a blip, I relapsed. But I'm back on it. Did I beat myself up about it? Yes, I did. I beat myself up about it for about 3 days. But I'm back on it. And I'm loving this new day. Because last time I kind of rushed this recovery, even though I was doing well. I was going through the steps. I got to step 11, and obviously I felt that I was rushing these steps, and I was focusing on, oh, I'm close to this many days. But I weren't focused on the here and now. So I'm focused on, oh, in about 30 days, I'm going to be like 100 days sober, 200 days sober, whatever. I weren't focused on the today, and that was my biggest problem, biggest mistake. But now I'm just focusing on here and now. Yes, there's a lesson. Today is a winner because I'm not picking up the only drink I'm picking up is a herbal tea. Tomorrow, I'm not even thinking about tomorrow. I'm not even thinking about it, because I've now got that mindset where if I do not pick up a drink today, I'm winning. But then when tomorrow comes, I'm gonna better today. Exactly. And that's how it is. Don't fall. See, yesterday's a lesson. Today is the gift, hence why it's called self-gratitude, hence why it's called the present. Tomorrow, don't even think about it.
Okay, so now you got 213 days.
Yeah.
And the reason I know that is because you
I told
honored
you.
me And you honored me and let me be your temporary sponsor.
Yeah.
So talk about, because I still have a sponsor. I'm 36 years sober. I have a sponsor, and they say if you sponsor yourself, you have a fool for a sponsor. So talk about how important it is to have, even, okay, not the sponsor word. A lot of people don't like that word, but what is it like to have an accountability partner? And how important is it to have an accountability partner?
Great. It's great because if you don't, obviously, it does say in the big book, it only mentions the word sponsor once in the entire book. Once. If I didn't have anyone to help me through this recovery, I'd be on my own. I'd be on my own. And I feel like if I didn't have that support network to help me through this program, would I relapse again? Possibly. Possibly. But I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the fact that I'm sober. I'm not drinking. I've got a brilliant support network around me. And I've got a purpose, man. I've got a purpose to live. I've got a purpose to keep going. I've got a message. And there's all these messages that people have told me that are sticking with me forever. I've got Kerry saying, if you pick up another drink, me and the kids are gone. That stuck with me. I've got someone else saying that see the energy you've put into drinking, put the same amount of energy into your sobriety.
Yep.
That's sticking with me forever as well. And it's just one day at a time. That's all I'm focusing on, one day at a time.
And I know that I'm not an easy sponsor, because I tell you, you need to message me every day. I tell you, we need to get healthy physically, mentally, and spiritually. That you need to work out, you need to get in shape. It helps with the endorphins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm only saying that because that's what my sponsor tells me. And it's just like it's a pyramid scheme, but it's not a scheme. It just, our sponsors teach us this. We bring it down to other people, and we just try to help. We try to pay it forward. But I want to talk about now, because a lot of people, they talk about the addict, but they don't talk about the addict's family that suffers through the addiction.
That's true.
So what is it like now that you're in sobriety, you're actually sober, you're not dry, you're sober. What is it like when you look into Kerry's eyes and she sees the man that you've become? What is that feeling like?
It's brilliant, because even though we've had our rocky times and I've caused a lot of problems, and I admit I have. I've been an absolute wanker with her. But I proposed to her the first ever time when we was only together 11 months. We've now been together on and off for over 16 years. And now, and this is the first time I've actually realised this, I think now I know why she didn't want to marry me in the first place. Now I know why. Because of the type of character I was. But now I've changed, and she's identified that change, and all I see in her is happy, growth, healing, and I'm not even going to call her a partner, I'm going to call her my queen. I see her proud of me for the person I've become. And this is why the only thing that's stopping us becoming a complete is a wedding, is a marriage. And that's happening in a couple of months' time.
Now, and I've told you this before, and this is no secret. When you used to call her your partner, it would drive me fucking nuts. I was like, is it a business partnership or is it? I love that you call her your queen now, and you will be calling her your bride coming up. But I think that in order to be a better husband and better father, we have to become more self-aware.
Mhm.
We have to think about, okay, what can I do better
Yeah.
as a husband? Like we've been married just 15 years. She knows me for 40 years. And I'm still trying to learn my wife. I'm still
Yeah.
trying to be a better lover, a better husband, a better father. I'm reading the book, The Five Love Languages again. Um, so talk about how important it is in order for you to be a better husband, you need to be a better man. And in order
Yeah.
to be a better man, you need to be self-aware.
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely need to be self-aware of yourself because and you have to love yourself first. You really do, because how the hell can you love anybody else, whether it's your missus, your man, your woman, or even your kids, or even your animals, if you haven't loved yourself first? That's just not right, man. That's not right. Yourself comes first. And I've told my kids, and I've told Kerry as well, that myself, my life is more important than everybody in this house combined. Because if I can't look after myself, how the hell can I look after anybody else? So, but yeah, self-aware is crucial to healing, to growth, and to fulfill what you need to be here for, because we've all got a purpose in life. It's just finding it and implementing it. And that's why I've got my own PPE, and that is plan something, process it, and then execute it.
And I love that. And I think a lot of people plan, but not many people execute.
Exactly.
Like we went out for dinner the other night with family, and now I'm sober 36 years.
Yes.
I still have my wife taste my soda before I drink it. I still have my wife to taste if that salad dressing has red wine vinegar in it. You know, I still make sure that I don't have regular almond extract when my wife bakes cookies, or even when I brush my teeth. I got to make sure that my mouthwash is alcohol free, because
Yeah.
I can plan to be sober, but if I'm not doing the execution, then I'm going to plan to go back to day one again, and I don't want to go back to day one. So how
Exactly.
important is it for every moment to put your sobriety first, or you're not going to have a bride, you're not going to have a kid,
Well,
your
this
kids, you're not,
yeah. Well, this is exactly what it is, because we have an agreement, me and Kerry, is every Saturday night we have a couple night. We put our son to bed and we have a couple night. But when I was drinking, I used to always put that off every time. And I chose to get pissed with a friend. What I did. I used to get pissed. And I didn't give a shit what Kerry thought about it. I didn't give a shit. And I used to drink till about 2, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was passed out the next morning. I was passed out. When I was drinking, I either drunk till I'm throwing up, or I drunk until I collapse, pass out, and that could be anywhere. Mainly, it is normally on the settee, but and obviously when obviously Kerry tried waking me up because we was gonna go out as a family, doing a bit of shopping, day out, whatever. I woke up and this was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And this was next day, and the house was silent. And I'm thinking, where the hell is everybody? So I text her saying, where are you? I got nothing. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So I rang her. She declined it at first time, so I'm like, okay then. Then she rang me back, and I said, "Where are you?" "Oh, we're out shopping." I'm like, "I thought I was coming." "Oh well, we tried waking you up, and we got nothing." So that's not exactly the way forward for people. It's not, because priorities are wrong. And she gave me the ultimatum: you either do something about it, get help, or the family's over. So this is what I'm doing.
All right, so then let me. A lot of people, including me, before I got sober, I would use excuses. Oh
Yes.
well, it was a party. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling low. I'm feeling good. But like we were talking about before we came on the show, you hurt your back. So you could have used that as an excuse to say, you know what, I need something to dull the pain.
Yeah.
So you could have took something or you could have drank something. So talk about what it's like to be in recovery and not be able to do the things that some people do. Like my wife can come home because she never had a problem with it. She can come home, she can have a glass of wine or a hard tea or whatever. But for me, if I have a hard day or whatever, I can't just break open a bottle. I can't take a pill. I have to live life on life's terms. So
Yeah.
talk about living life on life's terms.
Well, you've got two choices, guys. It's either you live life or life lives you. Which one is it? Because I used to always let life live me. I used to always let other people live my life and look at the type of character I became. I was an aggressive type. I abandoned the people I love, and I just didn't give a shit. I didn't give a shit. But I thought something needs to change here. And now I'm living life. I've got a purpose. I work out. I work out every single morning. Whether I'm not having a herbal tea, I'm drinking not lettuce, cucumber and lemon water. I walk a lot more, and I've got a purpose. I'm gonna keep stressing. I've got a purpose, and I don't want to get back into that depressive, toxic, abusive state ever again. Not in my entire life. I'm here for the long running. I'm here to see my kids grow up. I'm here to take accountability for my wrongdoings, and I'm here to live life, get married, and celebrate every day that it's my last day, because tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Okay, so then let's talk about the mental health warriors.
Okay.
I think we just hit 1.2 thousand members. That's
Mhm.
1,200 people that
Yep.
that are there we're all on the same mission, is to get healthy. So
Yeah.
what was the thought process of starting the mental health warriors?
You are not the first to ask that, and you certainly won't be the last. I was having a bit of a depressive state at one point, and obviously I put a negative status on my Facebook, and my obviously old friend who, well, I won't say old friend, but my friend who sadly passed away almost 3 years ago, Philip Cham, he obviously rang me up, and this were about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He rang me up and he went, "Are you okay?" I went, "No." And I went, "I don't feel like talking either, Phil." He went, "Just wait a minute, just wait." And he went, "I see a lot of potential in you. You need to do something regarding mental health as well." I went, "Okay." So I started listening to him, and obviously he said, "You need to create like a page, and I'll even help you with it." So I went, "Okay." He went, I want to organise getting on Zoom with you. I went, right, okay, we'll do that. So a few days later, we ended up on Zoom, and we were just discussing what to do with this. Straight away, I already knew this page was going to be an absolute failure. So he went, what does mental health like? Where do you see it? Well, right, okay, probably just to help people, maybe. He went, what about warrior? I went, okay. Straight away, I caught it. I said, right, okay, let's do it. What about mental health warriors? He went, I like it. So created the page, and I was following it for about 2 weeks. So I seen it get to like 10 followers, then 20, then 50, then 100, but then it dropped to 90 again. I'm like, right, I'm gonna delete this because it's only gonna be a temporary thing. So when I was about to click delete, Kerry stopped me. You went, give it a chance. Give it a chance. Because you never know. And now it's got over 2,000 followers. 2,000. And it's still growing. Obviously, Kerry created the group, which obviously has now got over 1,000 members. And we just keep on growing. We're not rushing this. We're just taking our time with this. We're not like these big creators that expect like 10,000 members within less than 2 weeks. We're not like that. We are taking our time. We've had members, we've lost members, but we're just growing this every single day. And as it is, it's one day at a time. And when it comes to our lives on Fridays, if we could just, we don't care. We don't care how many people are tuning in, whether it's one person, 10 people, even 10,000 people. If our message on these panels can help just that one person, that's our life. That's our message across. Because that person can then spread the message and so on, and bring and attract more followers. And this is what we're doing. This is our aim.
I love it. And every week we have different topics.
We do.
And some weeks, I got to tell you, some weeks there's some tough topics.
Like this Friday.
Yeah, tell them about what the topic is this Friday.
This Friday, 8 p.m. UK, we are going to be discussing, and bear in mind it is a trigger warning stream. We're talking about the cycle of manipulative abuse.
And that's not an easy subject because some of us, thank God, I've decided not to let people manipulate me anymore, especially my abuser. But some people are still in that they're still living with the person that is being manipulated. I can never say
manipulative.
That word.
Manipulative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a tough subject, but it's for somebody. It might be just for that one person that's in an abusive relationship that needs to hear this, right?
Yeah. Yep. I agreed.
So now there's a difference between just having a group and then having a YouTube channel.
That's right.
So what made you decide, okay, I'm going from a group, now I'm going to have a YouTube channel? Why the two different things?
Well, obviously, the Warriors have been going since 2019. But the YouTube channel, I created that in 2015. And what I used to do, and obviously if people go all the way back to my very first YouTube video, I was doing it from my phone. I was depressive. I was drinking. Like, obviously, I still remember it now. I had a beer off camera. And every time I was like that, I was drinking while I'm on camera as well. Well, not on camera, but I was like that. Keeps disappearing. And I used to go live every single week, once a week. And I was just slating everything. I was slating the NHS, I was slating the government, I was slating social services. I was just naming and shaming everybody. And did it attract followers? Yeah, it did for a while. It did. But it wasn't getting me anywhere. It wasn't getting me anywhere. I wasn't making a difference. I wasn't. So I thought I need to change my tactics. Because that's me showing resentment if I'm attacking all these people. Because at the end of the day, whether they're doing bad things, whether they're doing good things, there's nothing different between them and us. There's nothing different. So I've changed my tactics and I'm doing about mental health, doing about neurodiversity, doing about addiction and mental health warriors. Am I the creator? Did I create this? Yes, I did. But do I see it as mine? No, I don't. No, I don't. Yes, I built it, but this is everybody's. This is everybody's community. We are building a community. It's not a group. I will never see it as a group. I see it as a community, and we're in this together to do the same thing. And it's help people overcome that fear of using the voice through the awareness of the story to bring that into that stigma.
And in my opinion, I've seen so much growth in you just in the last 90 days. You've totally turned it around. You become a totally different person, even from just 3 months ago. Mm-hmm. So this is a teaching podcast. So if somebody is struggling with alcohol addiction, mental health issues, what would be your top 3 pieces of advice for them to get help today? Because tomorrow is not promised, and we've talked about that. Yeah. There's been plenty of people that said, hey, I got one more run in me. I got one more drink or one more drug in me, and they don't come back. So what would be your top 3 pieces of advice for somebody that wants to get help?
Well, straight away, Richard, I won't give them no advice, because the word advice, I see that's telling someone what to do, and I'm totally against that. What about the feedback I will give them? The first one is, don't isolate yourself. I know it's easier said than done, but don't isolate yourself. It may feel horrible, it may feel isolating, it may feel depressing, but there is always someone to reach out to. Because it only takes 6 seconds to dial a number and click dial, and somebody will pick up. It takes 6 seconds. It takes 4 seconds to send a text message. 4 seconds. That's one. So reach out. The number 2 is try and get out. Try and get out. Because I know for one, when you're locked in the house, seeing the same 4 walls, it can be depressing. It can be isolating. Go and find someone. Go and check in on a stranger, a neighbour. Go and check in on your loved one. Go and check in on your parents. As much as they may have done you wrong, check on them. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to be around forever. You're not going to be around forever. Because I know a lot of people in addiction that wanted to make amends with somebody, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, and it became too late. And that they're living with that every single day. So reach out. Reach out. Ask if they're okay. And if they're giving simple one-word answers, start again. Ask them again. Because it'll get them to think this person actually wants a conversation with me. So reach out to someone and see if they're okay. Because when they're okay, they'll talk to you. Because what I see it is when I'm helping other people, that's helping me as well. That's helping me. And the third one, this is what I do, because everything I do is out of experience. Every single day, I pick 5 people on my social media. 5 people and I drop them a message or I drop them a phone call just to see how they are. Because there are a lot of negative people out there. We are living in a negative, toxic world. We really are. But that's only if we focus on that. If we focus, taking for example, COVID, everybody's still talking about COVID. It was depressing. It was toxic. It brought a lot of division in the world, and not just the UK, but in America, but the world. It brought a lot of division and a lot of resentment towards everybody, and it brought a lot of hate. But if we continue to focus on that, what are we achieving? We have to question, what are we achieving? But if we change our tactics and thought, right, okay, this is going on in the world, but I'm focusing on the positive. Focus on the positive. Live life every day, because, for example, when COVID happened, for the first 2 weeks, I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on here? But then I thought, there's an opportunity here. And the Mental Health Warriors was created. The Mental Health Warriors was created. And look at the type of people we've connected with all over the world. From America to China to you name it, Canada. We've got people on the show. We've got Richard every single week. And yeah, like right now, there's 2 destinations in the world that I've connected right now. And that is the power of social media. So focus on the positive. We're living in a shit world, we're living in a toxic world, but we've got a positive conversation going on right here because we're not focused on that. So yeah, there's my 3 pieces.
I love it. And guys, if you're in the United States and if you're struggling right now, dial 988 and then hit the number 1, and you'll get mental health help right now if you're struggling. That's 988 and then hit the number 1. So as we draw to a close, Adam, how do we find you? How do we support your mission?
Well, it's straight away. You, if you want to tune in on YouTube, which is every single Fridays. Yeah, the time does differ every now and then. Like obviously it's 8:00 p.m. this Friday, but next Friday we're at 9 p.m. If you go on YouTube, because a lot of people put in Mental Health Warriors in YouTube and they don't find us, which I need to work on, and I don't know how. But if you put in Warriors of Attraction into YouTube, you'll find an episode. We've just reached 900 subscribers on there. We've just reached that. We're still pushing. We want that 1,000 mark, even more. So that's on YouTube. Facebook, I'm Adam Duval. We're on the Mental Health Warriors. If you put in Facebook, the Mental Health Warriors private group, there's obviously a community there, and yeah, you've got admins, you've got Ashley Bowlesy, you've got Nancy Nance, you've got Annette Chiappi, you've got Richard, you've got myself. We are here to help. We're here to listen. We've had experience. We've both hit rock bottom. We've both gone in addiction. We've both attempted suicide. But look, we are still here. If we can get through it, anyone can.
Are you still selling your artwork?
Well, yes. Obviously, I've not done any pieces of artwork for a long time, but I really need to get back into that.
Okay. And guys, make sure you check out Adam. Make sure you check out the Mental Health Warriors this coming Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a sensitive subject, but I feel that there's somebody out there that needs to hear this. Yeah. And guys, as you know, I close the show every day with I love Joel Osteen's quote that when you wake up in the morning, you can be a victim or you could be a victor. And if you guys show up this show every week, you're no longer victims of your past, but you're victors of your present and your future. And if you guys think like me, when you wake up every day, I win. And if you guys follow us, you follow Adam, you're always going to be a winner.
Yeah.
And guys, remember, vertical momentum, the only way to go is up. Adam, my brother, I love you and I love your bride, and I can't wait to see what great things you have coming up in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'll see you Friday.
All right, brother. See you Friday.
See you Friday.